Divine greetings and gratitude. Welcome back to our space. Of course, I'm honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. Let's go ahead and get into our reading real quick, but this time we're going to be doing it differently. We're actually going to be doing a writing prompt. I don't know exactly what we are going to have coming through. However, I do have my phone next to me because I don't have my notepad. I did not prepare for that, but it's all right. I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and get started anyway. I have some cards that I have down here that I looked at, but I haven't actually sat with it all. So this is going to be still coming through from intuition. I'm also going to be working with a few other decks that I have here that I'll be doing a live shuffle from. I don't know exactly how long this reading is going to last, but I plan on taking my sweet time doing this reading because we really don't know what's going to come through. I have some incense that is burning over here to my right as an offering, as well as to keep the energy of air flowing through uninterrupted. And we're just going to allow ourselves to pull from this mystic forest and oracle cards. We're going to start with that real quick, even though we already have some from our Nefertari Tarot, I believe it's called. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nuna. I am the seer, the poet, the writer, the witch, and the keeper of the Saiyonan archives. I'm also the founder of the Saiyonan Etherium. Essentially, I'm here to help you transcend beyond pain and suffering, to help you manifest and to expand your consciousness through my contributions and through my gifts and my talents. Essentially, I create and handcraft spiritual essentials for you to work your magical workings or to do your magical workings, to amplify your magic, and to also help you on your path of remembrance. That's what I'm here for. You can find me on Substack. You can find me behind the scenes over at our Saiyonan Circle because we do have an ecclesiastical religious assembly that we are working on building. And I'm also in the process of creating some things behind the scenes that can help to fund or to donate to the religious assembly, i.e. different businesses and things like that that we can use to help to donate. And also when you reserve anything from the Ethereum or when you donate, you may or may not receive anything from the Ethereum. I can't make any promises. However, I say that because I can't use commercial language. I will go further into that in another video. For now, just trust the fact that if you set your intention to receive something, then those who ask, you shall receive. Those who ask shall receive. Okay, so we have our cards already out, and now we're going to pull from this Angels and Ancestors Oracle. I'm going to be honest with you. The word, for whatever reason, is erasure. I just keep hearing the word erasure. And it's interesting that I keep hearing that word because I'm wondering if this is kind of bleeding from another conversation that I was having, but the word is erasure. And I know for myself behind the scenes, I've been called to kind of pull back to focus on doing more genealogy work and things of that nature. And if you know me, you know that I'm very big on ancestor work, and I'm very big on reclamation, and not just in terms of ancestor work, but also in regards to anything. If you feel that something was wrongfully confiscated from you, that you were colonized, that whatever it is that you have, whether it be, feelings, emotions, things, whatever, if you feel that something was wrongfully taken from you, stolen from you, that as a result of colonization or colonialism, then I feel like this reading is definitely going to be for you. And it doesn't even have to necessarily deal with colonization or colonialism or capitalism. It could just simply be that you feel that someone came in and just overtook everything, invalidated you, your feelings, your emotions, and it's this level of like confiscation and erasure that they continued to do or partake in because they wanted something from you, because they felt that that you had something that was valuable to them, and they had to make it seem like you were wrong, and then they demonized you and they made you feel like you had to go into hiding and whatever it may be. And it almost kind of gives me this energy of frustration because you just get so tired of feeling like you just can't win for losing. You can't win for being quiet because your voice is like the only thing you have, right? Sovereignty here. And it's bringing me strongly to throat energy. And it's bringing me to energy where either the women in your family had to go into hiding in silence in order to preserve themselves and their future, their seeds, their lineage. And then for others, it's coming through as someone that it's like life. Forgive me for these really extreme metaphors. It's like life or death, where you had to choose: do I live, do I die, like what do I do? And it's so unfortunate that it's coming through this way, but it really does feel that. It really does feel like that. It really does feel like someone was just, they just felt like they had to constantly like just, I'm trying to use better words here because I know that sometimes I can be very I don't want to say dramatic with my words, but I can be very much cutthroat and real, and I just use whatever language, lands, or whatever language comes through. But I'm trying to be very careful as to how I speak, because some of these things can be very sensitive, and I don't want to be insensitive to anyone. But it's almost kind of like you had to choose between continuing on with this thing with your life and whatnot, in silence, and speaking up for yourself and risking your safety, risking your autonomy, risking your sovereignty, risking it all. And the reason is because there are people that are threats in this world, or that, they come across as threats because, again, you just have something that's just so valuable. And I'm not excusing any type of toxic behavior or, malevolent behavior. It's absolutely not. And it's you having something valuable doesn't automatically equate to you giving permission to be erased. It's not that. It's just, this is just what I'm hearing, is that this is just how the enemy works. And it's not to pacify anything. Absolutely not. It's to say that this is why I'm hearing to do your due diligence, do your research, do your study. What's also coming through right now is someone is encouraged to speak up and to stand in their light, regardless of how people feel about them, regardless of how people feel about you. I just heard, if it's the last thing you do, speak up. And it almost kind of feel, I don't know why I'm hearing the word martyrdom. It's giving me something that's like, it feels very cryptic, and it almost feels threatening. And I don't like this feeling for you. Like, someone could be threatening you, saying that if you say anything about this, then I'll do this to you. And it's like, you know what? You've done worse things to me. I choose this instead. And you just look at them in the eye, and it's like they have so much control, or they had just so much control, and you're just like, okay, well, you no longer have control. That's so funny, because truly, I didn't even remember any of what these cards were. I promise you I did not. I promise you I didn't. And it's interesting here that the card, it looks like you have the Ace of Swords here. Exactly. You see what I mean? It's so funny, because did I see the cards earlier? I kind of glanced whatever because they were coming out that way, but I didn't actually sit and meditate on it. So either way it goes, doesn't matter. The fact that you have the Ace of Swords here, this is letting me know that we are obviously off to a good start, because the Ace of Swords is like, I'm going to say what the truth is. It is what it is. It's a truth that is unsettling. People don't like it. It's like when someone walks into a room, and then people look at them and they're like, oh, here she goes, or here he go. And it's like they expect for this energy to speak up and to say things and to do things that are unthinkable and to speak the unspoken. And that's the energy that I'm seeing with someone now. It's like you have to still allow yourself to speak and say the things that don't feel pleasant. And the reason why is because these things that are uncomfortable need to be said, because people have gotten comfortable with erasure. People have gotten comfortable with keeping things hidden. People have gotten comfortable with keeping things in the shadows. And they do that because they feel like they want a sense of belonging. Somebody here feels like they were alienated because they may have thought something differently from a group, or they may have felt alienated because people don't agree with this type of ideology. But it's interesting because this type of ideology that you have, Ace of Swords, is like, okay, you may say something or think something that goes against the grain, but you are there being the disruptor that make people think. And people just, sometimes they don't want to think. They just want to hang. They just want to be a part of something. They want to validate themselves through people's reflections, and they want people to validate how they feel. They're not really even looking for connection. They're looking for validation. And that in itself is a transactional thing. Why would you ever want to have or be in spaces or have friendships or anything that are transactional? You only want them around because they validate you, but then you're not willing to actually look and do the work. You're not willing to do the research. You're not willing to do anything that actually helps you to grow and expand and evolve. And chances are, if you are here in this space, in this Saiyonan space, there will be times where I will say shit and people are not going to like it. There are people who will unfollow me, who will be like, okay, well, you don't have this anyway. You know what? Fine. If it takes for me to only have about 100 people who are here, I'll take that. The goal obviously is, or one of the goals would be to expand and grow, absolutely. But what I will not sacrifice is the truth, because people feel like they don't like what I'm saying. And it's not, and sometimes you guys, and I'm relating to you because you're probably someone that feels like you can say something and it be so true, and they don't like who it's coming from. It's not even the fact that you're lying. It's the fact that they don't rock with you. Like they don't want to be around you. And it's because they don't like your presence. Here's the thing though. Here's the magical thing about that. And this is something that I'm going to speak on because I have this lived experience, and it's coming through for a reason. It is. It really, really is. I have to look to see what those cards are. Give me a minute because I can't see those from where I'm sitting at. It looks like that's the moon actually is here. What is this? I think that's the three of pentacles. These are stars. Star card. Okay. So you have the ace of swords, the star card, the three. That's funny. Three of pentacles here. You have the moon card here. And what is this? Is this judgment or is this this is the world. Okay. So this is I just heard the light bringer. This is the light bringer. Exactly. You have the stars at night and then you have the moon here. To me, what was I saying? So the lived experience that I do have that I can bring to this space and share with you now is the fact that there are people who will not like me because of how they feel about me, right? And this is true. Like, this is true. People have not liked me because of how I looked, or, because of how I approached or how I decided to exude myself. And I was someone that was bullied a lot and I'm putting myself out there because I feel like this is something that just, it follows you. It is what it is. So I was not taught through education. I was taught through bullying, and it played it played really badly on my mental health. And people may be listening to this who are like, damn, like I did do that to her. Yes, you did. But it's okay because I became a seer. And even though I don't use my power to manipulate, even though I don't use my power to be rude or mean or to bash you or to out you, you know who you are if you're listening to this. It is what it is. And if you feel like you don't like it because you're too uncomfortable, because you're being seen, you don't have to be here. But you are welcome here if you want to be here. Why am I saying that? Because at times people will do things to you or they'll say things to you because they don't know that you have a light you have a light that they don't understand. And they feel like they have to be mean. They have to be nasty. They have to be this way because they feel like they could just do what they want to do. And then it's not until things start working for you, Three of Pentacles, things start to work for you and they see, damn, like, okay, this person actually does have this gift. This person actually is that way. And then what you end up doing is you start highlighting the shadows. And to be honest, it does help people to move on and to move forward. But see, they didn't see it that way. And here's the uncomfortable truth about your presence. Okay. The uncomfortable truth about your presence is that you represent something very ancient, very old, that people, I don't know why I'm going to say this, but I'm just going to say it because it's not me calling you this. It's people's perception of you because they don't know how to deal with the energy. You more than likely were called ugly. You were more than likely called someone who just wasn't worth it. Like, they didn't understand your presence. Like, it's like they didn't know what to do with you. You weren't pleasant because they didn't like how you were, how you spoke, or whatever it is. They tolerated you, but they didn't like you for who you are because they themselves were they lived underneath the knives. Why? I don't know why I'm hearing that. It's like they lived underneath the knives, meaning they were afraid of being on top or coming out of that space because they felt like they would be poked or stabbed or whatever. And I don't know why it's coming up with these really strong metaphors, but that's exactly what it feels like. It's like they were too afraid to come to the surface because they didn't want to feel the knives poking at them the way that they tried to poke other people, the way that they tried to slice other people, the way that they tried to hurt you. And now you're in a space where spirit is reminding you that you don't have to keep quiet about anything. Speaking your truth will actually help you to tap deeper into your authenticity, into who you are. And then that's how people start to come to you. People who really do need to be there. People who are not going to hurt you or harm you, who truly do want the best for you. Why? Because there is a deeply rooted emotional resonance here. It is a deeply rooted emotional resonance. What is this card? Yes, that is the moon card. Okay. Exactly. And one of the thing is as well is that this energy could also be bleeding in from this new moon that we had. I believe we have a new moon in Aquarius, if I'm not mistaken. I I feel the energies before I consult any chart, any cards, or anything like that. I'm going to be real with you. Okay, so we have the Lovers card here as well. To me, this is coming through as alignment. It's one of those things where you don't allow yourself to choose anything outside of what is truly in alignment for you, and you're only choosing authentic connections. Connections that help you to speak your truth, connections that help you stand tall, connections that help you tap into the godlyhood of you, the connections that help you to undress you, not in a way where it's forced, but in a way where you're allowed to speak your truth because they understand the power of erasure. They understand there's something or someone, wow, what is this? Strength. Exactly. You have the strength here. This is one of those things where you're only allowing yourself to be around people and things that actually really do help you, that actually help you by challenging your way of thinking, challenging what you believe, not in a way where they try to reign superior, like, superior over you or make you feel inferior, because people do that to make themselves feel superior. But in this instance, I don't see it as people trying to make you feel inferior. If anything, they're trying to make you, or not even make you, they're trying to help you tap into your inner lead, into your inner guide, into your inner leader, into your inner empowerment. They're helping you to empower yourself. So if you're listening to this video, or if you're watching this in real time, then what this is a message is, or what this is a message of, is the fact that you are in a space where you're headed towards authentic connections, speaking your truth, uncovering things that were hidden in the shadows, talking about your deeper feelings and emotions, talking about the realness of it all, because that's a part of the lesson. That's a part of what you're here to learn. And that's a part of what you're here to do. Your life was definitely full of erasure. It was. You have an ancestor wound here regarding erasure. So many of us have ancestor wounds around erasure, where you had to keep yourself quiet to keep yourself living, or to keep yourself surviving. And surviving does not always mean living. Sometimes it's just survival. And they're saying that in order for, the word is exposure. They're saying that in order for you to really stand tall, you're going to have to speak up. It is the most sovereign thing you can do is speak. And look at that. You also have here the Six of Swords, and you also have the Nine of Pentacles. We said this before in another reading, and we're going to say it in this one because it resonates. There is an aspect that you have to sacrifice and move away from if you are going to experience this level of sovereignty. Being completely unbothered, sunbathing, allowing yourself to soak in information coming directly from the stars. This is your star. This is your natal chart. This is your North Node. This is the stars aligning for you, your ancestors leading you, weaving stories in the stars to help you so that you can, by following them, they help you through telling you to look up at the stars. There's so many stories in the stars written for you, and you can follow that script, or you can use it as inspiration for you to write your own script. They're saying, I want you to write your own script. Do something differently than what we did. We did this to survive, but you don't have to do that anymore. Yes, people will alienate you. Yes, they will. And that is just what happens. That is what happens. You're in a matrix. You're in this space. But what they're saying to you is that that's the beauty of it all. Because they're saying that it's going to filter out the things that they're saying that people will jump on things because they've been so deeply programmed. But with this Ace of Swords, this Falcon energy is not coming to play. I just heard that you're a scribe. If you are here, then you are probably also a scribe. I know that I'm one of them. It's a duh, right? Duh. Like, my work is writing. So I know that. And I know a scribe's energy when I see it and when I feel it. You are a scribe. Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. There's sometimes where you will sit there and you will just write and write and write and write, and you have no idea what you're even writing. Why? Because you're a channel. You are a channel for truth. You are a scribe and a channel for truth. That should be the name of this video. You are a scribe and a channel for truth. Oh my God. I need to go put that on. I'm going to put it on Threads real quick because I use Threads. You are a scribe and a channel for truth. We're going to put a pin right there. Let me see, pin. Wait, not that kind of pin. This one. Okay, cool. Okay, so you are a scribe and a channel for truth. I've been on Threads recently, y'all. I'm on Threads. Ooh, there she goes. She on Threads. Okay, anyway. So basically, yes, you are a scribe and a channel for truth. Okay, we're gonna leave that there. We're not even gonna exit out of that. Let's just copy this, copy, and then we're going to go, let me text this to somebody. I'm going to text this to my group chat. Boop. They're going to be like, Nuna, what are you talking about? I'm going to say, don't worry about it. Go watch the YouTube video. That's so funny. Anyways. Let's go ahead and turn this around. Heart path. You decide. Exactly. You decide. You decide what you're going to do with this power. You decide what makes you feel strong. You decide what makes you feel authentic. You decide what makes you feel like you can do this. You decide that. You decide your path. You choose. This is something where they're saying that if you choose this, then you will walk the path of remembrance. You're actually remembering, but you walking the path of remembrance means that you must reclaim what has been unspoken. You have to unspoken. Oh my goodness. I'm feeling this so hard right now. You must reclaim and you must speak the unspoken. The path of remembrance requires you to speak the unspoken. If you want to be sovereign, if you want to stand in your power, then you must speak the unspoken. And sometimes it is so uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, you decide. You decide what is worth it. You decide. You have to be very intentional with the decisions that you're making. You have to be, because if not, things can become clouded. A new chapter. You can't make this up. You have heart path. You decide a new chapter. It's not worth pursuing a path without passion. This road will only lead you to uncertainty and frustration. Follow your heart and you can't go wrong. You can't, because you don't speak from a wounded place. You speak from a place of empowerment. Maybe you used to speak from a wounded place. Who knows? I mean, we've done it before. I've done it. Like, we've done it, right? We've done it. Like, no one here is perfect. Like, we all have imperfections, but then you learn. And you no longer wish to continue on this way. Look at that. You have the Wheel of Fortune here as well as wanting to come out. Like, you can make this up if you tried. Anyway, you decide. What does it say? When you give of yourself freely, you expand your energy. If you only give to get, it will. We were talking about that. This transactional energy. If you only give what you get, it will feel like a burden or drain. Be genuine. Give from your heart. I don't know why they put that with you decide, but whatever. So basically, I feel like with this, okay, you decide how much you give. You decide what you give, but you also have to understand too, that if you want deeper connections with the moon card pointing here, yes, you want deeper connections, but sometimes this comes with the responsibility of expressing it. You have to say it. In order for you to work with people who are authentic and genuine, you have to start speaking things. People are not going to like what you're talking about. That's okay. Let them not like it. They're allowed to not like it. They're allowed to not like you. Yeah, it may be because of, ignorance, or maybe because they just have an indoctrinated way of thinking. Absolutely. Like, I mean, yeah, right? Yes. But that doesn't mean that they have to like you. It doesn't, right? And it's okay, because what that means is that you're being reserved for people who actually really do care for you. Remember that, okay? You also do have here the the wheel. This is letting me know that this is timing. The time is coming. Right? The time is coming. If either you're going to be authentic and speak this truth, or you're going to feel like you're being repressed. You're going to feel like you're being burdened. You're going to feel like you can't catch a break. You're going to feel like you just keep being swallowed. And I know that it's hard, and I don't want to force you into speaking up. But even if all you can do is say help, or if you can just whisper to spirit, if you can just say ancestors, I don't know where I'm going. Help me, please. You don't have to write a petition. You ain't got to work with an oil. You ain't got to do any of that if you don't want to. I work with oils because I know the power and the magic that they hold. Absolutely. It's one way that you can work with your ancestors, through oils and whatnot, through connecting, through the tangibility of a moment carried through in a bottle. Absolutely. But you don't have to. I recommend it only because it's a part of, it's what I believe. But, and of course, if you're here, you also do as well. But also, if all you have is a piece of paper, if all you have is your words, if all you have is a thought, give it. If all you have is a thought, give it. A new chapter. Let's see what this says. When things seem to be falling apart, be aware that things may be coming together in new ways that suit the next phase of your life even better. A new chapter. Absolutely. When things start to hit the fan, when you feel like no one sees you, when you feel like no one hears you, when you feel like you're screaming into a void, to only hear silence echo back at you, if you feel like you're always in a space where no one can understand you, or they misunderstand you on purpose, Let it be so, because all this is doing is showing you that the universe is reprogramming to fit your reality. Don't worry about it. People are falling away for a reason. Why? Because it leaves room. Think of it as like when smoke clears. All of these different thoughts and all of these different projections and all these different, the madness, right? The chaos. It's causing clouds to cover the sun. And eventually these clouds will cast away. And what are you left with? Well, the sun was there, the sun was always shining. It's like when the smoke clears, things get smoky, it's foggy, you can't see anything, you're patient. You're like, all right, well, I know that I'm not going to get anywhere by forcing it. Let me just sit here, let me wait for it to clear. And then next thing you know, things clear. And then people can actually see you beyond the fog. And some people don't even see you, they feel you first. So your energy is being felt by the people that are meant to actually help you. Your tribe, they feel you. They will feel you before you come. You're like not an omen, but you're what is it called? Maybe an omen, maybe for lack of better terms, but the prophecy. There you go. You're the prophecy. You're the prophecy that has been foretold. You are the prophecy that I feel is coming to fruition. Like you're the prophecy being fulfilled, and they know you're coming. You are the prophecy. You are the prophecy. Let's see what these cards are. These should be Shapeshifter, Fire Guardian. Let's see. You have the Oracle. Love that for you. And you also have here the Shaman. Trust in higher forces. The Oracle says, wait for important information. Exactly. Wait. Just wait it out. And then you have Shapeshifter, transform and avail your gifts. And then you also have Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. So what is this? This is the awakening. This is the remembrance. This is you coming to terms with the fact that, yes, you are a very gifted soul. Yes, you are very gifted. Yes, you have the power to, I just heard the power to emulate, or the power to change energies, to shift in between energies. You may be, I don't know why this is bringing me to like a chameleon that kind of blends in with the environment. What they're saying with this is that you don't have to blend in with anything. The whole point of it is for you to stand out for a reason, because your unique signature is what's going to help people for real. And it's going to help them tap into their own inner light. You also have the gift of divination. You also have the gift of seeing. You also have the gift of medicine. You're a medicine woman, a medicine man, whatever you are, however you identify. I don't know if you even identify as being gender. Maybe you're non-binary. I'm not sure. It's so funny because I like to say things like, well, I'm a non-binary soul expressed in feminine form. That's just my, that's my stuff, whatever. But maybe you identify as that. Maybe you're a non-binary soul expressed in masculine form. Who knows? I don't know. But either way it goes, I do know for sure that you have the gift of seeing. You have the gift of I just heard decoding. You have the gift of writing. Obviously, right? Like if you're here, then you like writing in some form, whether it be journaling, journalism, whether it be writing a script play, or whether it be writing a play, a screenplay. There you go. Whether it be writing that, or writing for movies, or maybe you're a ghostwriter, you ghostwrite. I don't know. Maybe you write for Substack. I don't know what it is, but there's something about how you write, how you speak, how you see the world, your intellect, your connection to spirit. That's what they want you to share. Share that, and you will never be lost. And you also help for your tribe to find you. Okay? Utilize your gift. You are so magical, so important. You're creating something different. Trust in that, okay? Just trust in it. I believe in you. I trust you. I love you. I know that you're going to do an amazing job. You're doing an amazing job. Always choose what you know to be true and what you know to be right. Okay? Thank you so much for listening. If you need anything from me, you know where to find me. You can visit me online over at the SaiyonanPath.org. You can also follow along with me on Substack, on Instagram, on, I think it's Ghost. I don't know. Or in what is that? The Fediverse? I'm everywhere right now. But anyways, yes, I'll make sure to leave some links down below where you can find me at Nuna Sees. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, send it to a friend, send it to a family member if you feel like it will resonate with them. Also, we are looking to grow our tribe. Subscribe, join the private Saiyonan circle, because that is where you are also going to find a space that I have specifically for our private members. If there's nothing else, thank you. I love you. Take care, and I'll catch you in my next video.